Big news, Leafs Nation. Are you ready for a potential game changer that could reshape our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs? Rumors are swirling that a star forward, currently making waves in the NHL, might be on the move, and Toronto is in the mix. Could this be the opportunity we've been waiting for to secure a top-tier talent that could elevate our playoff aspirations? You won't want to miss what's brewing. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this thrilling speculation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video to stay updated on all the latest Leafs news. Big news coming out of the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs might be on the verge of making a blockbuster move, and I can hardly contain my excitement. Mikko Rantanen's situation is heating up even more, and the potential for a trade could completely reshape the landscape of the league, particularly for our beloved Leafs. As you probably know, Rantanen was recently acquired by the Carolina Hurricanes from the Colorado Avalanche. The original plan was straightforward. The Hurricanes wanted to secure this star forward with a long-term contract, potentially worth up to $14 million per year. But here's the twist. Sources are indicating that Rantanen may not be interested in signing that extension. This is where things get interesting. Elliotte Friedman, one of the most respected insiders in the NHL, dropped this bombshell in his latest podcast. He's suggesting that if Rantanen does not commit to a new deal, the Hurricanes might consider trading him before the March 2025 trade deadline. Imagine the chaos that could ensue if Carolina opts to retain part of Rantanen's salary in a trade. With a cap hit of just $2.3 million, he could become one of the most coveted players on the market. Teams like the Vegas Golden Knights, Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, and of course, our Toronto Maple Leafs, are already eyeing him. But the real question is, where will Rantanen end up? The Leafs have been looking for reinforcements for ages, but salary cap constraints have always posed a challenge. If Rantanen is truly available at a reduced cost, how could the front office resist? But let's be honest, it won't be easy. Carolina isn't just going to hand him over for a song. They gave up valuable assets like Martin Necas and Jack Drury to acquire Rantanen, and they'll want a return that reflects that investment. So what would that mean for the Leafs? We're likely talking about a hefty package of draft picks, top prospects, and possibly even a key roster player. Players like Fraser Minton, Easton Cowan, or even Matthew Knees could be on the table. And honestly, I'm torn on this one. Do we risk losing valuable future assets for a player who might only be a rental? The uncertainty surrounding Mitch Marner's future complicates things even further. If Rantanen is only here for the season, do we want to give up so much? There's also the possibility that Carolina could trade Rantanen to a division rival, which would completely change the playoff race. Dynamics. Can you imagine if a direct competitor snags him? It would be a nightmare scenario for Leaf fans. Would the Hurricanes really want to strengthen a team that could come back to haunt them in the postseason? Now we have to consider how this potential trade could impact the entire NHL trade market. A player of Rantanen's caliber becoming available could force other teams to act quickly, creating a domino effect. If the Leafs want to make a move, they might need to do it sooner rather than later. So, what do you think? Should the Leafs go all in on Rantanen, or is it too big of a risk? I want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe this is the right path for our team, or is it too much to gamble? It's a tough call, and as a passionate fan, I'm feeling the weight of these decisions. Max Pacioretty, the veteran left winger for the Toronto Maple Leafs, is set to miss the next 2 games due to an undisclosed injury. This news comes straight from head coach Craig Berube, and it's a tough pill to swallow for Leafs fans. Pacioretty, who joined the Leafs this season, has already faced significant time off the ice, including a stretch of 10 games out due to an upper body illness, and another 3-game absence just 2 weeks before the Four Nations face-off. With 37 appearances so far this season, Pacioretty has tallied 5 goals and 8 assists for a total of 13 points, alongside 16 penalty minutes and a -2 rating. You can't help but feel a sense of frustration here. We signed him for a 1-year deal worth $873,170, after he had a somewhat disappointing campaign with the Washington Capitals last year, where he managed just 4 goals and 19 assists in 47 games. It's clear that injuries have plagued Pacioretty over the years, and he hasn't played more than 50 games in a season since the 2019-20 season when he was part of the Vegas Golden Knights. Originally drafted 22nd overall in 2007 by the Montreal Canadiens. Pacioretty has built an impressive career with 939 games played across various teams, including the Canadiens, Golden Knights, Carolina Hurricanes, Capitals, and now the Leafs. He has scored a remarkable 335 goals and provided 346 assists for 681 points, not to mention his playoff contributions with 50 points in 78 Stanley Cup playoff appearances. When you look at those numbers, it's hard not to wonder what could have been had he remained healthy. Now, as the Maple Leafs gear up to face the Carolina Hurricanes at home this Saturday before heading to Illinois to take on the Chicago Blackhawks, the team finds itself with a record of 33-23, just 3 points behind the reigning Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, for the top spot in the Atlantic Division. This is a crucial juncture in the season, and every game counts. So, what does Pacioretty's absence mean for the Leafs moving forward? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, this opens up opportunities for other players to step up, to prove their worth, and potentially solidify their spots on the roster. But on the other hand, losing a player of Pacioretty's caliber, even with his injury struggles, is not ideal as we push for playoff positioning. The timing couldn't be worse, and you have to wonder if the injury bug is going to continue to haunt this team. This situation raises some important questions about the team's depth and how well they can perform without one of their key players. Will the younger guys rise to the occasion? Can the veterans shoulder the extra load? These are the kinds of challenges that can either make or break a team as we move deeper into the season. And you, what do you think? How do you feel about Pacioretty's injury and the impact it might have on the Maple Leafs' quest for playoff success? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are we looking at an opportunity for growth within the team, or is this just another setback in what's been a roller coaster season? As fans, we invest our emotions into every game, every goal, and every win or loss. It's what makes being a Maple Leafs fan so passionate and at times so challenging. But it's that love for the team that drives us to keep cheering, keep believing, and keep hoping for that elusive championship. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to keep the conversation going, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's stay connected as we navigate this season together, as devoted fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs.